I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, Sheltron here, but you can call me Shells, and I'm back at it again with a brand new video. And today, I've got some huge news for you guys because there are some very big rumors flying around, kind of encircling the Carolina Panthers specifically. And I want to get into this. This news popped up Sunday morning before the games, but I didn't get around to talking about it till today. But we have a lot to get into here because October 29th, which is a week from Tuesday, is a very important day. That is the trade deadline, which means obviously teams can no longer trade for players on their team. So if you get any new players, they have to come from your practice squad or from guys who are off the street. There are no more trades. And for the most part, we're pretty straight on our team. But I think the biggest question mark, besides obviously quarterback, is the wide receiver position group. And it's not that we don't have talent at wide receiver. It's just that really the talent is between DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel. I like Jarius Wright a lot. I think he is a really good receiver, a good slot guy, a good third down kind of receiver. But he hasn't really been showing that too heavily this year. Our tight ends, one of our tight ends, can't get in the game. The other tight end, Greg Olsen, is used some games, not used other games. It's kind of a confusing scheme. I'm not 100% sure about what's going on there, but the fact does remain that in the 4 games that Kyle Allen has started, he's only been averaging 225 passing yards per game, which is pretty low. It's kind of game manager-ish, and it's kind of confusing as to whether is it mostly because of Christian McCaffrey being on the ground. We also throw to him a lot, but it also calls into question how much the team and North Turner want Kyle Allen to pass and what kind of passes they want him to try to attempt and complete. Is it going to be short passes? Is it going to be more longer kind of passes? And even though we know DJ Moore and Curtis Samuel can run those deep routes and can get open on those, they're really more of those mid-range receivers who you can get out in space and let them work from there. There aren't really any real specialized deep threats on the team. So that might be what's happening here with the pass game being so limited. But there are 3 big names that are on the list that are flying around surrounding the Panthers. And I'll get to those in a second. But I just want to go ahead and say this before I talk about specific players. When we talk about trades, when we talk about acquiring new players, everyone has an opinion talking about, oh, this guy's really good. We need this guy. We can get this guy. This guy's really talented. We need him on the team. But no one ever stops to think about, okay, if we pick this guy up, you know it's a trade, right? So the team doesn't get him for free. You have to give something up in order to get one of these players. And the thing I always see is, yeah, we can get this top tier receiver for a 5th or 6th round pick. When you talk about these trades, when you think about these trades, think about if we had a very good receiver on our team and a different team wanted to trade for him. Would you accept a 6th round pick for one of our more talented players? You gotta keep that in mind. And this is on top of a whole different situation where we're in a kind of weird position where this year we're kind of in a full-on, all-out playoff push, Super Bowl push. We have so many players on offense and defense mostly, who are on 1-year contracts, who are going to be gone after this season. We're going to have to get more players, get different players in a lot of different positions. So we're kind of all in for this year. But that also means that once these guys are gone next year, we have to use draft picks or money to pick up new players to replace them. And we also have guys on our team who are very talented, guys like James Bradbury, Shaq Thompson, who are on expiring contracts, who will need to get either picked up or maybe even dropped at the end of this year. And the situation we're in right now does go a little bit deeper than that, but I don't want to get too sidetracked here, and I've already gotten kind of sidetracked. There are 3 guys, like I mentioned, who are being named as the biggest potential guys to join the Panthers this year via trade. And I'm going to go over these guys from who I least want to who I most want. The first guy is AJ Green. And right now, you're probably thinking to yourself, wait. AJ Green is the guy you least want for the team? But let me explain who AJ Green is. AJ Green is a highly talented player. One of the best in the whole NFL. He's a guy who plays for the Bengals, and I just lied to you. He's on the Bengals team, but this man does not play for the Bengals because he has not played for the Bengals since last year. The man is just injury prone. He got put on IR in 2016. He only played 9 games last year. He got hurt, I think, week 8 or 9. He was out for 3 games, came back, got 1 reception, got put on IR again, missed the rest of the season last year, has not played a single game this year for the Bengals. And we do not know, there's been no news on this man, AJ Green, being healthy now or being healthy anytime soon. Trading for him would be more like a long-term kind of solution. Maybe assuming he's good to go by the time the playoffs roll around, but we don't know whether he'll be healthy by then or if he'll be good enough to be healthy for multiple games straight. We just don't know with AJ Green. Look, he's 6'4", 210. He is 31, but he's obviously talented. The biggest question for him is health, and you don't trade away assets for an asset you have big questions on. An asset who is really good, but you don't know if he'll actually touch the field anytime soon. You really can't do it. I don't like this proposition at all. It's a bad look. Now, if AJ Green was guaranteed to come back 100% healthy and he'd be good to go, I would love this. But there's just too many question marks here for him. I don't like it at all. The second guy is Emmanuel Sanders. Now, Emmanuel Sanders, he's 32. He's a really good kind of slot receiver guy. He's 5'11". He's fast. He can route you up. He has speed. And the dude's stats this year are really good. I mean, he has 30 receptions, 367 yards, 2 touchdowns, 12.2 yards per reception. You can't hate on that. But he has been kind of in decline the last couple of years. And like I said, he is 32 for a kind of smaller slot guy. I like that. It would kind of fit our scheme if our scheme is to keep to having smaller dudes who can route you up underneath kind of routes, get him into open space. We could potentially see some good things out of Emmanuel Sanders. And if we don't, I think this is the last year of his deal. So we'll be out on that if he doesn't perform. And he's been working with Joe Flacco this year. So, you know, he could be better than his numbers are showing because it's Joe Flacco. So, hey, it ain't the playoffs, so he's playing bad. It is what it is. But right now, I'm not 100% sure on Emmanuel Sanders. I like this, but he's not my favorite. My favorite guy who's been talked about for the Panthers is a very easy one. It is Devontae Parker from the Dolphins. Devontae Parker is 6'3". He's only 26 years old. The dude is disgusting. The dude can run any route. He's a deep threat, a legitimate deep threat, fades, red zone threat kind of guy. A guy who can really go up against anybody. And when you really think about it, he's been kind of impressive for a guy who's been working under who? Jay Cutler, Ryan Tannehill, I guess Rosen for a couple games, Ryan Fitzpatrick for a couple games this year. I mean, almost really literally no good quarterbacks in Miami. I mean, he's been there since 2015. They haven't had a good quarterback since Dan Marino. Honestly, Ryan Tannehill was the best quarterback they've had since Dan Marino, which is very sad. And the Dolphins are in full-on tank for Tua mode, although Tua did just get hurt. Both of his ankles have now had an injury in the last couple years, so that's kind of scary. But they are very motivated to get a trade done. They want more draft picks for this upcoming year. They're looking to be the Thunder of the NFL, where they have all the draft picks. They can really draft the whole first round for the next couple years. But they are very motivated to get this guy out of there. Him and Kenyon Drake, I think. So I think this man, Devontae Parker, being young, he still has one more year's contract next year that I don't think is actually fully guaranteed. And he would add a dimension to our wide receiver core that we do not have and that we really haven't had in a long time, because Funchess was alright, but wasn't really great. Kelvin Benjamin was fat. So Devontae Parker would be a huge help, especially to a guy like Kyle Allen, who isn't the greatest quarterback. But if the safeties are backed off because they're scared of Devontae Parker going deep on you, that opens up more things for Curtis and DJ. And Devontae Parker can beat just about any corner in the league. So he's probably going to be open anyway. So just go ahead and throw it up to him. There are a lot of things we can do. And that opens up the game more for Greg Olsen and Christian McCaffrey. There are a ton of things we can do here. Devontae Parker for me is easily my favorite. I might give up a second for him. Maybe a second. I don't know what I would do. Maybe a second in a later year fourth for him. I don't know about a first. Probably not a first for him. Couldn't do it. But that's all I got for you, man. Devontae Parker is easily my favorite receiver to pick up. Do I believe we actually need to trade for someone this year? I don't know. I think we just need to use the guys we have a little bit more. I want to see Greg Olsen used a little bit more. I want to see Ian Thomas used at all. I want to see our backup running backs being used a little bit more too, but I wouldn't be upset if we got Devontae Parker or Emmanuel Sanders for a year. I'm 100% cool with those two. AJ Green is a no-go from the jump. That's how I feel about it, man. What are your thoughts? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.